Derby County have just finished their first pre-season friendly of their upcoming championship campaign. They were hosted by Matlock Town, who have formed a new partnership with Derby County, where they're going to be hosting all of the under-21 home fixtures over the course of the next few seasons. And based on the sponsorship from Clouds Development to Matlock Town, I assume that connection and contract will just extend further and further into the future. Now, Derby County came into this game with a host of new signings, with the likes of Ben Osborne, Kenzo Goldmine, Kayden Jackson, Jerry Yates, all finding themselves at Derby County for this upcoming campaign. Unfortunately, a few players did miss out on the squad today, most notably Ben Osborne and Joe Ward, both still said to be recovering from injuries. Ben Osborne suffered one late on in the Premier League campaign last season, and he's still a little bit behind everybody else. Joe Ward, I'm not entirely sure on. Not seen a great deal of him in any of the pre-season training videos, and he obviously wasn't involved today. I'm assuming it's related to his injury at the back end of last season. Very interesting to see what does go on there. But as you probably all know, Derby County came away as 3-0 victors. We're going to talk all about the talking points in the game. If you have not done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and turn on that notification bell to stay tuned for all of my latest Derby County and EFL Championship and League One content coming to the channel. There's going to be a video tomorrow talking about the link to Marek Rodek and obviously the link to Daniel Iverson. So make sure you do stay tuned for the channel, smash that like button, let me know your thoughts on Derby's first pre-season friendly versus Matlock down in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next part of this video. So, as mentioned, Derby County came away as 3-0 winners. They put out a really, really strong side, in my opinion, for both the first half and the second half. They did split 11s between halves. Two players came on at about 55-60 minutes, and two got 55-60 minutes. So the first half 11 was Josh Vickers in goal, Kane Wilson at right wing back, a back three of Darren Robinson, Curtis Nelson and Erin Cashin, Callum Elder at left wing back, Fornah and Alex in midfield. I'm going to call him Alex. Is one of the academy lads that has just signed this season, was on trial at the back end of last season. We are going to talk about him in this video. I thought he was really, really good. And then a front three of Nathaniel Mendez-Lang, Kayden Jackson and James Collins. Now, if we do talk about the first half, I thought we were excellent. We created an abundance of chances. Callum Elder was really good on that left-hand side. Kane Wilson, as you'd expect, was brilliant. Now, throughout the first half, watching on Rams TV, Owen Bradley was giving us little snippets of information. Kane Wilson has been topping the running statistics so far for Derby County. Callum Elder just a little bit behind. Now, we all know about Tyrese Fornah. Had a few issues last season and couldn't really get into the side. But according to Owen Bradley, he's had a really good start to pre-season, and in my opinion, he looked really, really good today. I was really impressed with his performance in that midfield alongside such another young midfielder in Alex. I'm not going to say his full name, but I felt Tyrese Fornah was excellent, put in some really good passes, made some really good challenges, and kept the ball really, really well. Obviously, we got to see the new signing in Kayden Jackson. Thought he played really, really well. Obviously picked up the opening goal of the game after, I believe it was about 24-25 minutes, which came from a really nice pass from Alex in midfield. Really nice pass through the lines. Kayden Jackson got into the end of it, rounded the goalkeeper and put it into the back of the net. Thought James Collins looked like James Collins, typical standard setting performance, lots of running, lots of energy, getting up there with the press, and for a pre-season game I thought he was really, really good. Mendez-Lang, as you would expect, picking up in those little spaces on the left-hand side, right-hand side, through the middle, getting himself into some really nice spaces, played some really nice passes that in a few weeks will probably come off. It's just getting that sharpness back, and in my personal opinion, especially first half and going into the second half, I think we looked so much sharper than we did in this game last season. Obviously, last season we played Matlock Town as well, won 2-0. I think it was Ben Radcliffe and James Collins with the goals. And I thought it was really good today. I thought it was an excellent performance in that first half and in the second half. Now, if we do talk about the second half 11, it started out with Vickers in goal, Niambi right back, Rooney, Bradley centre backs, Forsyth left back, Liam Thompson and Darren Robinson as your central midfield pair, Blackett, Taylor and Barkhuizen on either wing, with Jerry Yates and Dejon Brown up front. Now, after about 10 or 15 minutes into the second half, Jack Thompson, the academy goalkeeper, came on, and so did Kenzo, our new summer signing. Now, I think we look really good in both halves. Jerry Yates, proper poacher from what we've seen tonight. I thought he put in a really, really good performance. I thought Dejon Brown showed that he had a presence. Now, obviously, he played at a similar... Well, he played at a couple of levels higher than Matlock Town with Gateshead last season, where he was excellent, and I thought he put on a really good display. Probably could have scored. He hit a crossbar from a cutback from, I think it was Barkhuizen. Might have been Niambi. I just know it was down that right hand side. Very unlucky not to score. Corey Blackett-Taylor had some really, really good moments, in my opinion. He just kept getting into positions where he could have cut in and shot, but he'd then cut back and go back to Forsyth. Wasn't quite sure how I felt about that. I thought Darren Robinson from centre-back and midfield, I thought he put in a really good performance. Now, if we just go back to the first half a second to talk about Alex Iwumene, I want to say his second name is. I'm going to butcher it, so I'm just going to call him Alex. I thought he was excellent. Got on the ball really well. Wasn't afraid to get stuck in or get on the ball. Made a really nice pass for the opening goal. Had a really nice turn and nearly scored himself. I thought he put in a really, really good performance. I really hope he is on the plane to Spain next week, because I think it would be... I think he could find himself in the first team squad for next season if he performs like that, not just within training, but within all the friendlies as well. I think it's a really good opportunity for him. Obviously, Darren Robinson as well. His performance throughout the first half and those first 10-15 minutes of the second looked really, really good. It was really nice to see Jake Rooney back on the pitch after such a long time out, and didn't really put a foot wrong. I thought he looked really, really good. Composed on the ball, obviously. It's still early days for pre-season, so a few players are still lacking a bit of sharpness. Well, most of the squad is lacking sharpness, really, but they really sort of seemed to know what they were doing, what they were aiming for, and I was really impressed with Jake Rooney. Forsyth as well looked in really good shape, getting up and down that left-hand side, putting some really, really good crosses as well, created some really good chances, and I think Jerry Yates probably thinks he should have probably had 2 or 3 goals this evening. But really, really good performances. I thought Kenzo, when he came on, really sat in and dictated the play. I think he picked up some really good positions off the ball to try and keep the ball moving as the team. I do think he's going to be a really good signing based on what we've seen tonight. Obviously, we do have to remember it is only Matlock Town. No offence to Matlock Town, but we're going to be playing much higher levels of opposition. But I thought Kenzo was really good on the ball, off the ball. Liam Thompson scored an absolute stunner from just outside the box right into the upper echelons of the goal. Brilliant finish. Can't fault him in the slightest. Thought Thompson was really good. Got exactly what you expect. Ratting about, running about, getting the ball, dropping it off, getting the ball, dropping it off. Such a Liam Thompson performance tonight, and I did think he was really, really good. Now, Jack Thompson came in for Josh Vickers after about 10-15 minutes of the second half. Thought Jack Thompson did what was necessary. Fairly decent performance for Jack Thompson. Not really a lot to go off from really a goalkeeping aspect. I think we only let 2 or 3 shots against us the entire 90 minutes. And I think if there was possession stats for this game, it'd probably be like 85% to Derby County. But I think Jack Thompson stepped up to get the ball, play the ball at his feet quite a lot, which I thought was really good. Vickers did similar. But there's not really a lot to really say about the goalkeepers, judging based off what we've seen tonight. There's obviously going to be some discussions about who that second choice goalkeeper is going to be. You obviously probably don't want Jack Thompson to be that second choice. You probably want him to go out and get minutes in a first team. But it's one of those where that's yet to be seen what's going to happen with that. Obviously, there's a lot of talk about the likes of Daniel Iverson and Marek Rodak, who have been linked to the club. You've obviously got Matt Ryan, who was linked to the club, but it appears that isn't happening anymore. So that second choice goalkeeper, or first choice goalkeeper really, because whoever comes in is going to want to be battling Josh Vickers for that shirt. It's going to be really interesting to see what does happen, but let me know your thoughts down in the comments on the friendly. Did you go? Did you watch it? Let me know your thoughts down below. I thought it was fairly decent. I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10. I think if we played them the final game before the season started, I think it would be a completely different scoreline for both teams in respect of they'll both be at completely different fitness levels. So it's really interesting to see how we shaped up tonight. We obviously played a 3-4-3 and sort of like a 4-4-2. So we'll be interesting to see how that one does progress over the course of pre-season. I do think we're going to spend next season flip-flopping between 3 and 4 at the back, depending on who we play and whether we're at home or away. So it's going to be interesting to see how that one does progress. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you have not done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and I'll catch you in my next video. Make sure to go and find me on TikTok, pictured here, and Twitter, pictured here. These are the places where I'll keep you all up to date with all my upcoming videos and my thoughts and feelings around the Formula 1 and football weekend.